What it do, ladies and gentlemen? We're a live Wrestle Talk Media, coming off the heels of a something like that WWE pay-per-view, Night of Champions. I know I kind of just put a little stank on it there, but me and American a la carte. Say something, sir. Say something.
Hey, what's going on, guys? American a la carte, aka guy on internet who doesn't like reviews here. This Night of Champions, just as always, another bland, kind of unpredictable.
I wouldn't say always now, not always. I don't know.
Okay. For the majority of the year, bland pay-per-view. Okay, that's fair because we have had some surprisingly good pay-per-view.
Well, tonight's pay-per-view, I can vouch for. I will say, I don't know if you agree or not. Matter of fact, before we get to talking about just this illustrious pay-per-view, Wrestle Talk Media, Facebook, find it, join the group, enjoy the chat, enjoy the discussions, comments, all of the above. Also, I want to welcome everybody to Goody Girls Network. I know a lot of y'all were used to the Goody Nation or on American a la carte channel, but try something a little different, and it's been a lot of success coming up off of this channel. So people have been saying, yeah, they like the content of talking sports entertainment or wrestling, however you want to shape that up. But Goody Girls Network has seemed to be a great home for this discussion. So we're continuing over 3,000 views on the last odd, and others been in the thousands rating. So therefore, you all have spoken, Good Girl Network, and I've spoken with the girls, and they're cool with it. So, so we'll be putting together most of the live podcasts or vidcast on this particular channel, and also keeping a note tonight, as you can see, right below me right now, on the below a la cards as well. There's a number you can call in. It's 561-424-6639. I repeat, 561-424-6639. You can call right on in, and you can join the discussion or give your opinions that you have on tonight's pay-per-view. But getting right into it, and noticing we don't call this a review, we call it comments. I think that's overrated with this review shit. All it is a bunch of comments. But how do you feel, American, about this pay-per-view? I mean, I think we had a pre-conversation, but we didn't get too much in depth. So because I wanted to save it for this particular time right here, Wrestle Talk Media. How do you feel about it?
Well, first thing I want to say is the wrestling wasn't bad on the show. I mean, nobody watched and everything like that, but it just seemed like nobody really cared. Like the crowd didn't seem to care too much. Even when Steen came out, they booed the shit out of John Cena as always. It just felt like WWE's just going through the motions and they don't care. Like the New Day was good. That was obviously the best part of the pay-per-view. I mean, them and I guess you could count Kevin Owens winning the IC championship, but there's a problem with that, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna stop being nice.
Okay.
I'm tired of being fucking nice. Long-time WWE fan. Grew up on WWF per se. Got to live and see and witness the glory years of the good old years, and also the Attitude Era, the Nitro Era, all of that great type of stuff. With the exception of TNA, who's putting together okay product, WWE is just disgusting right now. Like this pay-per-view was what the it was a pick or choose, or it was a highly required taste. Somebody out there clearly may say, "Oh, this was a great pay-per-view. This was good. This was splendid." Maybe somebody, but you have to be a huge jackass to like this particular pay-per-view. I mean, it's too much nitpicking with spotting out. Oh, I like this. I like that. It shouldn't be that. It should be a situation where you complain about at least one or two matches. But I always ask American this question: is where do you go at? I mean, what did you get out of this? This particular pay-per-view, I didn't get shit.
I mean, I knew Kane was coming back. I mean, that's just a gimme. I mean, you got Sting and John Cena versus Seth Rollins on the same pay-per-view. There was gonna have to be some shenanigans. Kane had been gone a while, and let me just say this. I know I talked to you about this. They're copying Ring of Honor with this whole storyline about being a double champion. If you guys don't know, in Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal is the television and world champion 2-belt.
That's breaking news. That's breaking news. You're covering something that a lot of folks ain't covering yet.
Yeah. So as soon as he won that, then the next month they had Seth Rollins win the U.S. title. And it's basically the same storyline. It's a heel champion who's kind of cowardly, except for Jay Lethal isn't on Seth's coward level. And he's hated. Well, Jay Lethal is hated by the Authority, or a.k.a. Nigel McGuinness or whatever. But Seth, he's like loved by the Authority or whatever. But Jay Lethal does defend his titles on a pay-per-view, but he's defended one title like earlier in the day, earlier in the night or whatever, and the other one, the world title, at the end of the show to get him some restroom or whatever. Why in the fuck would Seth Rollins, a puppet or whatever of the Authority, why would they force him to defend both belts back to back? John Cena, then Sting. It just seems like, is the Authority really with Seth Rollins, or what? That was just the most stupidest booking I've ever seen. It makes Seth Rollins like a face. I mean, doesn't it? Doesn't it make him look like a face?
I was about to say, I hope you're not expecting me to comment after this. I'm gonna try to make it through this particular vidcast live on Good Gun Network. I'm gonna try to pick out some of the good things first. All maybe right. Maybe this will lift my spirits. Shit. Good things. New Day won. I hear everybody keep saying it. Oh, New Day won. Like, okay, well, they won, but I point out this. I think mistakenly, New Day are over because if WWE didn't want to hide this, I probably would have kind of hit this if I was WWE. But you looked at the beginning of them coming out before they came out. Hell, that was a audience of females out there holding up signs and shit. With New Day chants and whatnot like that. So
New Day rocks.
Yeah, everybody, and I've been said that before. I said that to you on one of the I believe the last vidcast, or maybe it was in a private discussion. But I said, you know what? I noticed something. They're not saying sucks no more. They're saying rocks. So sucks for those that try to say New Day sucks, but they're actually officially over with the audience, which is good, because they're with their sarcastic, over flamboyant cheering, which is there's something else, and I hope that WWE doesn't do that thing where they put a muffler on them and shut them up and try to, then put a John Cena in the mix, and WWE they have that red button that they push. So you know what? Let's push
John Cena.
Yeah, they deliver it to John Cena. They get his ass. They'll get him. Now I didn't get to catch the last of the tag match because I had some other troubles, but I heard from American that New Day won, correct?
Yeah, New Day won
by way of shenanigans.
Yeah,
and the I guess the debacle, the melee at the end of the match was 3D retained face by throwing Xavier Woods to the table. Is that correct?
Basically, I mean, yeah. the TNA guy who used to work, used to work for TNA, it was once again.
You know what? And I do mean to interrupt you on this one, but I just come to the conclusion since you threw that T word in there. This was not Night of Champions. It was Night of TNA Burials.
Explain.
Explain. In theory.
Yeah.
First matchup that we have here is Xavier Woods. After his partners win the match, he then proceeds to unnecessarily wants to go through a table by some washed up has-been tag team from TNA. It's been there for over a decade of a time, a period of been away from WWE. So what we have here is 3 TNA guys, and to kill 3 birds with 1 stone, you beat them out of the tag team titles, honestly. And then there's another problem, and you squash him at the same. And still leaving WWE with the tag team championships and their originals to be champions, full champions. Then we go on to proceed, sir. You know, that's 3 people that's been TNA buried. And there's this other guy that we just cannot have fucking each and all of this guy proceeding to be any mark of a icon or a phenom. Sting. He is he's from TNA as well. He's been there for quite a long time. He's given some of his rest of his best years in TNA, which is shame. Pity. But tonight we have him lose, not in a tasteful fashion, but in a get the fuck out the way fashion. So, officially, TNA has been successfully buried tonight on Night of TNA Burials. Yes. And I've noticed that with every TNA star that they crushed tonight was in a championship match, and therefore it was glorified. So, therefore, they got their asses handed to them. Goodbye. Even let's go to our TNA original, Dean Ambrose. He was squashed in his match. So therefore, TNA was officially fucked. For those who don't know, yes, Dean Ambrose was in TNA. That's sorry to say. So TNA was officially buried tonight.
Damn, that's you just completely brought that shit up. I mean, with that, do you think they'll ever stop doing that shit?
What, Night of TNA Burials? But It's a deep issue. I think we probably have to do another special on it. One of them specials that we usually do, like the rant I did on the TNA hate or one of the WWE rants like I always do, the in-depth specials. You know, that's a thing because it's kind of hard to know. It would be a big coincidence to the W marks. I'm a W fan, but there are marks who defend whatever the fuck they do regardless. You know, they'll say, oh, well, they got more money. Yeah. It depends on how you look at it. You know, but they're more successful. You know, well, still it'll depend on how you look at it. Because I'm a realist. Even though I'm a WWE fan to the core, I'm not with the fake phony shit. You know, I just can't bow down like, oh yeah, and smell everything, every shit they it's like, oh, this must be, it's not shit, it's roses. I don't do that. You know, if you shit in my house, hey man, that's some shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna. It's not shit. It's Febreze. I don't do that, and that's what a lot of W marks do. Anything they do, oh, it's damage control. Hashtag somebody on Twitter. It's damage control all the fucking time. So. That shit needs to cut out. But tonight you couldn't help but notice that it was unnecessary burials. I mean, some people now if let's say put on the other foot. If New Day were to lose against Douglas, some would say, oh, they jobbed out to the Doug. No, losing to the Douglas is not a job out. Sorry to say,
no,
they're not a washed up has-been tag team.
It was just a couple months ago. Devon and Bully, they were just like still on a roll, and they still do a lot of good indie work. So they're not,
they're not a washed up a tag team where it's not a Kevin Nash or Scott Hall situation where you got to basically carry them through the fucking match. So if New Day would have lost tonight, it would have it was not that type of story. Would have been they jobbed out to fucking New Day had to job out to Douglas. No, that's actually something that can help build the actual division. Because you say, well, New Day already lost it, now they gained it back. They can keep playing hot potato with the belt because it's building more interest in the storyline. Now I really don't want to see Douglas versus New Day now.
You know where it's going. You know what the next match is going to be. You know what it is. You want me to say it, or you know what it is?
Go ahead.
New Day versus Dudley's tag team championship match in a tables match.
I'm not interested in no shit like that. That's why I said. I mean, I would have rather. It would have been better to me. It would have seemed way much better if it would have been a situation where Douglas won tonight. And this is how good I'm gonna make this sound to my WWE fans alike. If Douglas would have won tonight, and then the New Day want their titles back, but the only way they can get their titles back is if they would accept the match with the tables. Now, what are New Day? What are they protesting against?
Saving the table.
Mm-hmm. So if they really want to have a rematch for their titles, they would have to accept breaking some goddamn tables. What better storyline than that? Because you look at the comedy that would went behind it. Like they would be like, sign the papers. No, I don't want to sign it. Okay, you want your bills back? We want to. It would have been a great storyline going back and forth with saving the tables. So then they would have to stop the petition and all that. Like it's so much that would have went along into that. That's why I say WWE just missed a home run pitch with New Day versus the Douglas. Douglas should have won tonight. That's without a shot of doubt. Unless somebody got hurt or injured, or like say for instance Bully Ray's hurt and Douglas injured, and they say, okay, we'll let New Day go over. Maybe now this is behind the scene politics. Maybe I'm saying I'm giving WWE some leeway here. Maybe that's what happened, and they say, you know what, keep it on New Day. Maybe something happened before the match, something like that. But if not, if those are not the situations, then why in the fuck would you let New Day win? I like New Day, but at the same time, I'm a wrestling fan, so I love the story, especially wrestling entertainment fan. I say because I love the entertainment, I love the storylines and the athleticism about it. So make it make sense to me. Make it interesting. New Day winning, I don't get it. Like how in the fuck New Day's the champions now, so they don't have to answer the shit that the Douglas say now. So why would we have a Douglas rematch? The Douglas should have won, and they should have taunted New Day. In order to have a match with us, you gotta accept the tables match. Perfect. The New Day don't like tables. They don't want a tables match. You make them sign. I mean, that's the storyline. It should be. That's what should be going on now. But I'll fall back. I
didn't see Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Tell people about that match.
Kevin Owens versus Ryback. Decent match. I think the crowd would take you out of it because they were low, but they were so split, but so not so split. A lot of them were holding their cheers for Kevin Owens. The kids and shit, they was kind of going for Ryback, but it was the crowd that really did that really, I would say, kind of made it not such a great match, but decent wrestling. Not so good storytelling in the match where you just really felt that it drove you out. Not a top candidate for a great match, but I blame some of that on the crowd. I like the idea. I mean, I would say this. I guess I'm gonna back everything up for a second. Let me fall back. There's a major issue, bigger than that match. That match on paper, beautiful, looks great. looks fucking excellent. But the only biggest problem with Ryback is Ryback in this match. This match would have been great only if Ryback's title run was great or at least decent.
Yeah.
You know, look at his title run so far. Look who he was actually fighting for the title. They put him. I love WWE. They put Ryback infused with the Big Show and Miz.
And Wade, did he have a feud with Wade Barrett, or did he just beat Wade Barrett?
Cut. Big Show and Miz. Miz, for those that watch the feud, Miz is highly. Oh, why is he here? If you look at the segments are starting to show it. Like when he does the Miz TV thing, people always move out the way. Why are you here? Like, you're on Miz TV, but they're like, why are you here? Miz is so irrelevant. You know, he's up there with John Cena as far as being irrelevant at times. But Miz is so irrelevant. People don't really care to cheer him or boo him.
I'm a huge Miz fan, but even I'll say now, he's the Rex on this. Like they're wasting Miz's talent. Like
I don't see what I've never seen. I don't see what you like of the guy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in some blue moon he was great, but the Miz is just God. He's always been god awful to me. I just never could get into the Miz has been. He's for fucking what? He's always been irritating. Always from real world. He was always irritating and just cheesy and a fucking for what?
I think the fuse between Big Show and Miz maybe could have been better if they hadn't had them together. If they would have been separate feuds, like Ryback goes through Miz, and then he goes through Big Show, and then he loses this Owens. But when they put those two together and they try to make it a triple threat feud out of nowhere, that's where they fucked up.
Okay. I'm sorry. That damage control does not work for me. Regardless, Big Show is not the person. What title has he won so far that's been meaningful? None. Miz, what title has he won so far within 2015 or 14 that was just okay, meaningful, where he had a successful title run? Neither of these guys had, none of them, Big Show or Miz, ever had a fucking decent or just beautiful title run or meaningful or one that you just remember. Nobody really remembers Miz having a world WWE Championship title. Nobody really even remember. It's ridiculous. A lot of people.
The last title Miz had was the tag title, but nobody remembers that. They remember more of the Sandow Miz Dow.
The only time I think anybody remembers Miz having the W title was when John Cena had to beat him for it.
Ooh.
Like, this is John Cena didn't have the belt. Oh, he had it. Oh, I didn't know that one. I thought that fella was trying to fight that big fella.
That's news to me.
Yeah, that's news. So I think I keep real. Nobody really remembers shit that the Miz. I mean, the only thing you remember is I'm the Miz and I'm awesome. That's it. That's the signature saying. That's pretty much it. But Miz is not a very memorable. If they were to try to say, "Oh, Miz," what if they was induct Miz right now to the Hall of Fame? It would be like, who for what?
I said, who for what? Who for what?
Why? Miz has been there damn near as long as John Cena, and they're saying John Cena's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer yet, but they've been throwing it out there. But if they were to say Miz is a legend, he's a Hall of Famer, they'd be like, huh? But Miz is done. Miz is to the man himself. He's done as much as he can for the company, Yeah. But at the same time, still his character is piss poor. Are they gonna call Miz a legend? No.
They don't use that word Miz. They don't try to.
So what I'm saying is, why would you put Miz against like? Let's get some ideas of good matches that would have had Ryback that would have kind of did decent feuds for him. Of course, a fight between him and Roman Reigns. A fight for him and hell. Him and Luke Harper would have been a great fucking feud going into it. Luke Harper going for the Intercontinental belt. Something that would have built some credibility towards Ryback, not put him in some kind of foolish ass matchup between Big Show. Big Show's not good for titles. He's good. He's good for a bully role every now and then.
Security.
Yeah, or role where his job's on the line. He had to cry. That's the only thing Big Show's really good for right now.
Yo, he beat Cesaro on SmackDown.
Oh, that as well. So Cesaro versus Ryback Intercontinental. That give Ryback some credible matches. That's going to be skillful, something good for him. That can make his run look at least his wins look good. But then all of a sudden now just rush him into like you take him out of two joke ass matches. Then you put him in a serious match with him and Kevin Owens. Who you think people are gonna go for? Kevin Owens. Like, oh, Kevin's sure, but Ryback is they. I know many would argue and say, well, the ship been sailed because a lot of people blame WWE. I think 2013 where they failed on the Ryback where he was pretty much over. Yeah, and they did he got the John Cena rub.
You saw that Dick Ryback. You saw heel. You saw face Ryback or Dick Ryback.
The face Ryback when he first was really just buzzing before because they had to turn him heel.
Yeah.
To the fight with John. What was 2012, 2013?
I think it was 13.
Yeah, and Ryback. Or correct us if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, call into the call-in line 561-424-6639. Ryback was face, and he was over. He was at the most high as you can get. And
I still think Ryback was way better. Oh my God. Top Rope Tuesday, stop it. Just stop it with these awesome t-shirt designs. These okay, I gotta put this up on the on share screen. This is fucking awesome. Hold up, wait a minute for everybody. All right. Okay, here it is.
Oh, okay, I get it. $13.99. They don't want to put 666 or $9.99. Just saying.
They might. I don't know, but I know that's I might have to pick that one up tomorrow. That's funny. Defend positively with a little trombone, but yeah. Well, the question is now, what do they do with the Kevin Owens title run? I mean, he's got to face Ryback again, but then who is he face? Like what? Dolph Ziggler,
Adrian Neville.
Neville. Cesaro again.
I think it's gonna be Adrian Neville. And I would say Adrian Neville, and then Stardust comes interfere. But this is, even though Stardust also, for those that watched tonight, Stardust in Ascension won. I kind of have a problem with the way they're being booked, but I like that Stardust they won the match. But it's so much more you can do with the Stardust character.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more you can do with him. He's clearly high as far as the creativity with his character and how good he is at getting into his character. He's above a lot of people right now on the roster.
And he's not a Goldust ripoff. I hate when people say that shit. Nowhere close to a Goldust.
He's in a totally different lane. He's not in the same lane as Goldust. Goldust was, and you can actually describe each different character. Goldust was a seductive, lustful, vengeful character, but Stardust is if he's vengeful, he's zany, he's Riddler-like,
calculating.
Mm-hmm. That's Stardust. So they're two different type of characters, and Stardust, of course, is more quick on his feet when it comes to talking and rebounding or so forth. So two totally different characters, clearly not a ripoff. No. I mean, the Stardust character can actually stand on his own. I think Stardust would be better as a face, but they have to be careful. They can't turn him into a hurricane type face. But no, it's not a rip off Hurricane Helms. He was actually, that was a damn good run. It's just that they started losing, storylines for him, which is WWE's fault. But if they should take Stardust at a more serious angle, as I said before, I made this complaint before, which you know where I'm going, which is take him towards a Sting type of angle, to where and I don't see how they're not already adjusting his character already. I mean, turn him. Hell, have Dustin make an appearance and Dustin get his ass kicked, and some needs to happen to where he starts rebelling against everybody, and he has that AJ setback with the whole company. I would easily have Seth versus Stardust for the World Heavyweight title. But only if, to my WWE fans, only if they give his character that serious 180. Have the Ascension, have the Authority, have the Ascension turn their back on Stardust, and Stardust turns into this fucking vengeful character, or sides with. You know what? Damn, that's on to something. The Authority has the Ascension turn on them, and Stardust returns, but Stardust returns to help out Sting or something like that. That should that. Think about it, W. Make something happen out of there, but the Ascension, I guess they've been. I don't know. In a minute, they're gonna be fired because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see W being smart and doing anything worthwhile. To the men themselves. I don't know them guys personally, but it looks like I feel sorry for them. Hopefully, Ring of Honor has something for him. I don't even know if I want to see him in TNA because the way WWE's finger fucking them folks, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Maybe NXT is a better place for those guys, but
they're not athletic enough to go to Ring of Honor. I can already tell that they're just big.
Or hopefully WWE does something bright and surprises us, but which they usually don't. They surprise us with something with that particular. We'll move right along. Let's see. Charlotte versus Nikki. I know you want to talk about that one.
Nikki Bella and all the haters who hate her. I thought the match was okay. I mean, Nikki Bella, surgical inside the ring, with the targeting of Charlotte's legs tonight, and then Charlotte putting up the surprise upset victory with the spear off of the top rope. Well, Nikki Bella jumped off the second rope and got speared, and then Charlotte hit the figure eight. Good wrestling, and I guess finally a tear-jerking moment for the Flair family, and everybody rejoices. Oh, Nikki Bella, the evil Nikki Bella doesn't have the title anymore. Oh, so it was okay. Like I said, it was a decent match. What'd you think about it?
It was such in a way, many may say how, but it was such a big fuck you to AJ Lee, because she holds on to the title just long enough to beat the record and drops it just like that. It's kind of like,
I didn't even fight out the other submission.
And that's why I was kind of like, oh, I get it. It was like, yeah. So shout out to AJ Lee, and hope she enjoyed that big fuck you. It was just like, yeah, fuck you, AJ Lee. Now we'll drop the title. We just wanted to and I don't blame WWE. I applauded that. Get AJ Lee out the fucking way. Because if you want, because you don't really, this is business wise, you don't want people coming to remembering AJ Lee. I mean the 101-pound champion, the Brock Lesnar mini-me that just terrorized the women's division, who was just so fucking Demo Link on everybody. She was just such a beast. She was like, she was killing everybody. Gosh.
With no problems.
No problem. She was who's next? She was tearing everybody out.
I'm surprised they didn't let her. I'm
surprised. AJ. AJ, and then the security go knocking on the door. AJ Lee, it's time to come out. She come out the jet. Yeah. she was literally tearing everybody's ass up.
AJ Bird.
Yeah, AJ Bird. She was destroying every diva in sight. Literally every diva in sight. 101 pounds, pure raw heavyweight Divas champion.
The belt didn't fit all the way around her waist and everything like that.
Did not fit around the waist, but she was pound for pound with her champion. Oh man, it was the funniest shit ever. But for those who don't find that hilarious, that's hilarious. AJ Lee's championship run, her being the champ. If you have to, when you look at the years of female champions and you look at her like, are you fucking serious? Like her sissy ass submission was the one that just made. Oh my God, you're gonna break! Oh my God, you're gonna go tap out. I'm like, are you fucking serious? It's like, no, man, no. I understand it's entertainment, but don't finger fuck everybody around here. Don't do that to everybody, man.
What would you say to the people that say AJ Lee's title run was better than Nikki Bella's title run? Or would they say both of them were on the same level of horribleness to you?
I would recommend a great doctor for that person.
Well, explain.
I would recommend a great doctor who will prescribe you very, very hard shit.
If you think AJ Lee had a better title run?
Yes. Then this doctor would prescribe you some great shit for your fucking mental mindset. I've spoken.
Okay. Sound like you really can say.
But yes, so we roll right off of the Divas match. And something else we might want to pick on is because I guess we got to go ahead and get to the dinner table on this one. But what the Dolph Ziggler bullshit match was? I didn't watch the rest of that actually. So I can't actually shit on it. But I was watching the preview of the matches before it came on. I had to step away for a second, but I'm hearing rumors that it's the rumor shit. I'm hearing rumors that they're gonna put Lana back with Rusev. Who gives a fuck? But, I was because I can kind of see it now. It's in the storyline that was going on between Dolph was slick flirting back with Samurai, or they're playing mind games, all the type of shit. But at the beginning of the match, I saw Dolph get in. I don't know. I'm getting shades. I think Dolph the person is with Nick. He's starting to, really try to fuse his character. He's trying to become a blend of a Bret Hart and a Shawn Michaels. I'm starting to see that. I think that he's a true fan of wrestling, especially a true fan of those particular crafts. What I'm saying, he like I noticed he does want his character to be taken seriously. So I see him change. He's kind of drawing. He's back and forth between wardrobes. He's trying to just find that niche in that era. He's still trying to keep himself as like Shawn Michaels was a ladies' man, and maybe usher in to be that not the new Shawn Michaels, but in that spot of where Shawn fulfill that void, because clearly that void is very, very open right now. We don't have that type of a athlete or that entertainment right now, or somebody that's close enough to that to what Shawn Michaels had in WWE in his wrestling days. So, and I applaud Dolph Ziggler for it looks like he's trying to do that. Hopefully they let him shine. Let him get that spot, because he's okay. He's okay on the mic. Yeah. He can sustain in the promos, and when it comes to wrestling, this wrestling is fucking standing. So, I'm looking forward to maybe giving him that push with his new look, letting him do something. Hell, don't hold his word. Let him be more creative as he wants to be. Let him get a push, a more interesting push. I would, if they were, I would put Dolph in a faction. Let him start up a faction. That's really what Dolph Ziggler needs is a fucking faction. A takeover, a faction that's not fuck wittable. I mean, hell, Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, hell, put your boy Damian Sandow in it. Get them a good faction to run with. Not a silly gimmick ass faction, but a semi DX type of faction that doesn't take any shit. Tyson Kidd, put him back in the put him in the faction as well. I mean, you have a collage of good wrestlers and good characters as well. You know, put them in a faction together.
Where does this go for Rusev? I mean, Rusev, he's just his downfall has been just like steep. After losing to John Cena, he's just like nobody cares about Rusev anymore.
No. Rusev is okay. He's great.
He's still
people don't have nothing to worry about with Rusev. He hasn't lost his market. Rusev has to. If John Cena won this belt, which I'm presuming, Rusev needs to go after John Cena, get the belt back. You know, or when Lana makes her return, make a return at the match between her and Rusev, Rusev and John Cena. Lana comes in and helps Rusev, wins the belt back. But there needs to be one person to make that return and face Rusev, and we all know who that is, Kurt Angle.
Oh,
that's how you pick things up. You know, Rusev wins the belt, wins the title like that, and John Cena fakes some kind of injury that happened, and he asks Kurt Angle, so some type of promo go on between that. Kurt Angle comes back, whatever like that, and he lets him know it's true, it's damn true, something like that. And blah blah blah. Y'all know how the mark out moment goes. Hell, I'm gonna continue this. You know, everybody mark the fuck out. But Rusev is not really lost that much of value. I mean, because he ain't got to the point where he's dancing in the ring, Kali and shit, and wearing baby diapers like Big Show and shit. So he ain't got that damn worth. He's okay.
How many more pay-per-view matches can he lose before he gets that level?
He just pussy whooped. What'd you say?
How many more pay-per-view matches can he lose before he gets to that level? Like, if he loses two more, or like one, how many?
Did he win or lose this match tonight?
He lost.
Oh.
He lost because Summer Rae threw a shoe at him by mistake.
Oh, gimmicky.
He said, gimmicky.
I would say he has to move. They have to. He can't lose that many. It'll be kind of insulting. He has to go ahead and move away from Dolph and get into a quarrel with Cena. You know, which makes me wonder. Okay, who are they boosting up to get buried or face Cena now? You know, who's going up against Cena now? I don't know. But other than that, I don't think anything's wrong with that much with Rusev, really.
Who would face him? Sheamus versus maybe they might put Sheamus in that same role. Bray, hell no, don't not unless they finally have Bray Wyatt win the title. Maybe. I don't know, because it's not a good look for anybody who goes up against John Cena. Well, let's get into the 6-man tag. The Wyatt family versus Ambrose, Reigns, and a mystery partner. T-Shawn, you want to reveal the mystery partner for everybody?
Man, did we get saved or did we just get fucking what was they used to call that fucking thing where it fools the shit out of you? Do we get Rick Rude?
Rick Road
or something? Jericho. It would have been cool if it was a couple of years back. You know, Y2J saved somebody, but he ain't been doing too much goddamn saving lately. So I don't know about this. He can't even save his own goddamn when it comes to. I mean, but and that's no diss to Chris Jericho. I mean, because let's keep it real. He's been putting over wrestlers.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's been putting over a lot of wrestlers, like, because like people, they say he hasn't won a fucking match. He's doing his job. He's jobbing out, but he's not just jobbing out in any old job out fashion. He's actually making these wrestlers look good in their winning fashion. That's the art form too, because you can lose, but not make it worth shit. You're like, well, it wouldn't that. But most of the matches. One thing about it, everybody remembers the matches that Jericho lost lately, because they're memorable. He makes them interesting. He lost against Bray Wyatt. He lost against Fandango. Because you remember it. Because they're memorable. But this particular, it just didn't. It looked like I think it probably been somebody else that was going to be their partner. This was like last minute. They said, "Hey, we know you're a little out of shape, but look, get your flabby ass on in here, and we'll make it make sense. You came to save the former Shield, but if I'm not mistaken, the Shield jumped Jericho and kicked his ass, so now he's coming to save." Or maybe they're gonna spin the storyline. Maybe it's gonna be Jericho getting them back, something like that. No, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But of course, Jericho came, made no fucking sense. Doesn't even fit well with the storyline, in my opinion.
Or in terms of like you're countering Braun Strowman with Jericho.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was looking at, like, okay, I would have felt better if it was Kane, even though Kane doesn't fit in the storyline. Jericho doesn't fit in the storyline as well. I would have rather it been Kane, because he does have history with the Wyatt family. So
yeah,
I would have rather it been Kane,
or even Samoa Joe.
That would have been too awesome. So no, we can't. And then that would have been hold up. See, you got to think now. Then they would have to bury 2 TNA guys again. 2 more.
Oh man, how would they be? Oh yeah, 2 in the same match. Yeah.
So no, you fucking up there, man.
Okay. How about Baron Corbin?
No, he ain't as over. Who would have been a better replacement besides Kane? I would say We the People.
Ooh.
That would have been a major shocker, and even if they would have lost, Jack Swagger's known for having this occasional losses and loses, so I would have, at least the crowd would have been able to mark out, for sure they would have did the
We the People.
You know what I'm saying? Which it would have been funny. It would have been some good spots, because Jack Swagger is known for bringing in great spots. From his splashes, and when he does it with the people, the crowd most definitely marks out. And he's a hell of an athlete. So he's back there standing around. So shit, he ain't doing shit. That would have been. I think that would have fit. That would have been a perfect fit for him if they couldn't pull in their star power, or The Rock was rumored to be the person, but maybe something happened wrong with it. So I would have rather Jack Swagger been the one to be the person. And all of a sudden, once the Reigns and everybody's already down there, and they're like, "Who's your next partner?" And all of a sudden, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? It would have been fucking crazy. But I don't know, people. You give us your comment. Who do you think would have been a great replacement to be the Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose's partner going against the Wyatts? Who would you have chose? Just go off the Rick. Let's see who would have been available in your mindset to be the perfect partner for these particular guys. So, or who do you pick, American?
I still got to go with Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the undoubtable. It's undoubtedly like a mark out. Yes, like there's no. That would have been. It would have been match of the night. You do know that, right? You do know that.
Okay.
The crowd would have been going fucking crazy. The wrestling, the ring psychology that Samoa Joe brings is fucking.
And it would have been believable that they would call him in to face Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but my thing is this here. That type of match, you don't have a winner. You have the referee just calls it off because the fight is so fucking good. These guys are going at it so like nobody's paying attention. Nobody's minding the referee that you do not have a winner. You DQ all of them. That's how you finish a match like that. But this $1 million company can't figure that out. This $800 million company, to be accurate, could not figure this out. But hopefully we got a $25 billion company out there that could figure some shit like this out.
But then at the end of the match, Jericho bumps Ambrose's shoulder like, I'm returning heel now. It's like, okay, so we're gonna get what? Jericho.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I mean. That's why I'm thinking that maybe it's the whole, I got history with you guys and beef. They're gonna try to spin it. Maybe that's what they're trying to do with this. I'm just saying. Maybe that's where they're going with this one. I don't know.
But then where does the Wyatt family go for here? You got to do something with Bray Wyatt, man. Either they got to win some belts, he got to win a belt. It's just like he's just like, okay, I got beat by John Cena. I'm just here.
I know I said this before that Bray Wyatt doesn't need any titles, but I think it's time for him to try to, think about this muscle and mass that he has around him. Mm-hmm. Look at EC3. For those who don't know, EC3 TNA talent, world champion now. He has muscle behind him, around him. So Bray Wyatt with all this muscle and this mindset that he has, a la Raven, WCW, he needs to be in the mindset of takeover now. He needs, of course, as you're alluding to, gold. So why not United States belt? But he's past that now. If he's not collecting if he's not collecting that Intercontinental belt and going after the World Heavyweight belt or anything like that, like Bray Wyatt needs to be world champion now. It's time.
Yeah,
it's damn time. Honestly, Seth Rollins has completed himself to be a failure for being a champion. Let's be honest. Seth Rollins is not. When you think about great champions, and when Seth is no longer a champion again, he will complete a Edge run where nobody really remembers his fucking run. Edge is highly as much as Edge did. It's one thing I just don't understand. It's like Edge did a lot, but he's the least memorable champion of all. One of the least memorable champions of all time. Going alongside with Miz, but Edge did a lot more than Miz, though. Hell of a lot more than Miz. But nobody really misses him. He doesn't have a major following. Edge, please, nobody really misses him. It's like Edge just I don't know. Edge got lucky. And a couple of wrestlers weren't able to be around any longer. So Edge made his come up, but Edge just never was that guy. It just I don't know. I don't know. But a lot of people made this argument before. I never really just commented. That's why I'm kind of getting choked up because Edge. I don't know what was it about Edge that he just wasn't so lasting. Certain wrestlers have that last. Where you're gonna remember regardless, or you remember the title runs, but it just was he was really just a transitional champion. He was one of those champions that you put the belt on just to hold for the time so somebody can beat him.
I think it's because he had so many Money in the Bank ones that kind of felt like he really didn't earn his titles, and then like he had a lot of cheating wins. It's like most of the matches he went into was like,
it's like to call the perfect opportunity because it's like, well, he's really. I guess
shouldn't be winning these matches. He shouldn't be winning these matches. Like Undertaker versus Edge. What? Edge won? Really? Undertaker versus Big Show.
People I've heard that before. They say, "Oh, he won? Really? He won? Oh, because him against Triple H, he won." And that's not. I mean, I feel like that's not good. So Seth Rollins is arguably he is the edge of his time right now, and I'm afraid that when he loses that belt, I see him being
mid-card city.
Yeah, because
he's not gonna get it back. He's not gonna be a 2-time WWE champion. As soon as he loses that title, he might well just say he might well pull a Kenny King and go straight to TNA.
Unless he turns face, and maybe they may repolish it, maybe something may happen. But so far, I don't see. I don't really think he's a terrible builder. I mean, they tried, but
it started off strong when he left the Shield. I was like, wow, maybe he'll be a great champion, but they turned him into a crybaby, baby back bitch.
Yeah, what damaged them with what damaged Seth Rollins really was the too many goddamn matches with Dean Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
Too many. He supposed to have ended Dean Ambrose or something like that, and Dean Ambrose came back strong in it, but Dean Ambrose constantly losing other matches and shit. Then going there, like, okay, well, you're not gonna beat. There's just too much dumb shit going on in that feud. So Seth was booked okay, but he was made just a little too cowardly. When you do sadistic things, you don't often be like Randy Orton would do some sadistic shit, but then he'll do a conniving situation. One of his title runs that he did, but then he came back with one title run where he did he was a coward all of a sudden. Like the Randy Orton when he was more sadistic, but then again he would be conniving and quiver away. He was a better champion. When he did the whole coward thing and coward away at thing like that, like he's a baby, but he's like Randy Orton. It was the run before they picked Seth Rollins. They had Randy Orton as a champion, and he was the authority's guy. That was the worst. That was one of the worst runs Randy Orton ever had because he was booked as a fucking coward. Like he'd go against somebody like Dolph Ziggler, and being as big as Randy Orton is, what the fuck are you doing acting like you're fucking Rockstar Spud or something? Like you're scary all the time. Like, it didn't fit right. Him acting like a coward. Like, hold up, you had some legendary fucking matches. A la you and Benoit, you Shawn Michaels. Like now you're gonna cower away now. It just don't seem right. Like, come on, dude. You too fucking big for that shit. He did a 6'4", fucking 200 plus some pounds. What the fuck is you doing? So now Seth Rollins, you really don't really care where it is. It's like, why even bother? It's like they don't want to face facts. You fucked up. You dropped the ball with Seth Rollins.
And then you got the King. Well, we'll talk about that later. We might well just get into like the last two matches. Mm-hmm. Cena versus Rollins for the U.S. title. Rollins completely dominating this match, but of course, one AA, and Rollins is fucking back broken, can't move, can barely walk. But John Cena just took like 3 power bombs, a splash from the top rope. He took everything with one AA, and it's over with. And Cena's still walking around fine. Is it like, okay, whatever, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. He just kicked me in the side of the head multiple times. Yeah, he just put me in a submission or prop on my back. But yeah, I can still stand up straight. It's okay. I'm John Cena.
I truly like that match. I feel like honestly, Seth shouldn't have lost it. Seth probably should have lost it on Raw after, on Raw or whatever like that. But maybe that should have been the situation. Losing it on Raw, maybe that would have been more better. But this should have been a disqualification. I'm very disappointed since when he go on his character that he didn't pull a disqualification move. Hell, yeah, think about it. You're a champion. You're double champion. You got to fight 2 matches back to back, and you're not gonna. The time you need to cheat, you're not going to cheat. What? Hold on. He'll cheat any other time, but except the time when it would actually make perfect sense. I'm not understanding. I mean, it's like WWE does things to insult your intelligence. So he cheated in a one-on-one match when shit wasn't really on the line, with that much on the line. But he would cheat. Like he cheated on a Raw match with fucking J&J Security, helping him out in a non-title match. But here's a match. It's a championship match. And he knows there's another match back following, which is World Heavyweight Championship match. But he doesn't want to do anything. He didn't even attempt to cheat. I don't remember him reaching for a chair or anything. I don't, unless I'm forgetting something. So those in the comment section correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember him even attempting to cheat. And then it's after John Cena won. This was the other dumb shit that I was talking with you about, America. After John Cena wins, Seth proceeds. John Cena's doing his little celebration, throwing up his 666 signs and shit, and all of that. You know, prancing around. Seth grabs his belt. Okay. Well, he's like, at least I got my belt. And he's leaving, or attempting to leave. John Cena stops celebrating and slides down to stop Seth Rollins. What is it your business to stop Seth Rollins? Because if he does not go out there, he may have to forfeit his title. So why? What was it? That part there was just, they could have just written that out. Like, okay, John Cena wants you to go out there and stop him, from leaving. Okay, he got to come back out anyway when he just plays music or something, and have a segment where he's telling them to get down there. I mean, like, that didn't make any fucking sense. And then he wrestled the whole match nobly, and now he's supposed to be a coward now. Like, that's like, just too much shit happened that was like made no sense. So Seth ends up getting AA'd on the ground, which now makes it look even more worse for Sting, because this is a guy before the match. This guy, he wrestled the match already. After the match, he gets attacked by John Cena and put in the most ruthless move, which is the AA.
The most devastating hold known to mankind. The most devastating finisher known to mankind.
On the concrete floor. You mean padded floor, but on the concrete floor, he's AA'd. And he's thrown viciously back in the ring. Clearly, there was opening for a Sheamus should have came out and cashed in there, which was a long ass time down on the ground on the mat. Why Sheamus didn't come out then? I was like, why not let Sheamus cash in now, or attempt to cash in and then Sting come out and interrupt? That would have been better or something. I don't know, man. But so Sting comes out, they fight a decent fight for a second, and of course Seth Rollins beats his ass, and you're like, wow, like, well, this guy Seth is amazing. He fucked around, fought 2 matches. Hell, he got AA, he got sneak attacked, and he still beat this fucking legend, Sting. That's fucking amazing.
He beat Sting by hook or crook.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, as America was saying, this pay-per-view was officially a garbage ass pay-per-view.
And we gotta talk about who came out after the match. After the match where it went off. So Sheamus tries to come out and he gets the heel ovation or whatever, runs in, kicks Seth Rollins, and right before he cashes in, guess who comes out? Kane. Kane comes out, attacks Rollins, and then what the hell was that sound? Attacks Rollins, and then
where the fuck did that sound come from?
I think my phone, I think my Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, attacks Rollins, and then he attacks Sheamus and leaves both of them laying. And I'm thinking to myself, I look on Twitter and everything. Oh my God, Kane's back. He's facing Seth Rollins. Motherfuckers you just would bashing Kane saying he needs to retire, but now that he put his mask back on, oh, it's okay. Kane's cool now.
I found it real stupid that Sheamus went back in. Well, Sheamus outside the ring. Kane's in doing his pop. Sheamus runs in the ring. When clearly, usually what people would do, this was another insult your intelligent move. What people usually do, or heels usually do, after the other person gets done what they're doing, walks out, then the heel runs in and cashes in. Sheamus, this character decides to get in there while he's creating this hellfire and brimstone, and then tries to give Kane's orders, which is, I was like, what's the fucking, what is he giving them orders for? He's giving them orders, pick him up again, give him another, like, what?
Hey, fella, can you get out of the ring, fella? That's why you're win the title, fella.
Like, what the hell is you talking? Oh, that was completely dumb. And I was like, oh, okay, well, they just some shit. I feel like it's like for the writers, they could have just kept that shit. Like, stop writing. Don't even write. Hell, let these wrestlers freestyle this shit. Because some of this shit should never be written. Hopefully, it wasn't written. Hopefully, that was freestyle. It was a flop. But that was completely dumb. Why is Sheamus jumping in the ring for one? You know, if you're gonna cash in, you wait. Everything's over. Then you say, you see him punk that motherfucker. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. But I understand it wasn't the aim. They weren't gonna go for cash in, but they could have done it more tasteful than what they did. If you're gonna have Sheamus get ready to cash in, and then Kane kicks his ass, and Seth Rollins gets up like, "Thank you, Kane," and Kane chokes them, or something like that. You know, signifying that Sheamus was not able to cash in. And it gives us a reason, okay, Sheamus when they cash in, cool, because he got knocked in his ass. Maybe that's it. But that's that. A shitty ass review. A well done shitty ass review by WWE. Night of TNA barriers at its highest.
Oh yeah, Sting loses another pay-per-view. You know, but you know, since he's in WWE. He's taken more seriously, and he's better, of course, you know.
And I said this before, and I'm gonna say it now before we close out on Wrestle Talk Media. I'm gonna say this now. It's official. If you go back and look at Sting's interview before he joined WWE, he said, you know, he wasn't comfortable with how WWE utilized characters. He knew they weren't gonna use him right. Some odd years now later, isn't it ironic? And what he said, he wasn't gonna join. Like eventually, it's like inevitable. It's like saying, "I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to ever die." But you only prolonging the inevitable. You come trying to stay away from death, to stay away from it. But you only prolonging the inevitable. Well, I guess it was written in the books for WWE to bury Sting. That was it's in the prophecy because. He said back then the reason why he didn't cross over to WWE because he didn't like how he didn't like what The Rock did to Booker T, how they had Booker T come on and they just trashed Booker T. He was like, oh no, I ain't going there. They're gonna try to bury me. And now, some odd years later, after he comes from, we don't know where he's been for all these years. But as he comes from somewhere out of nowhere, he's been out of an AWOL for a long ass time. He comes back to WWE, he comes to WWE, and I said comes back, but he comes to WWE, and guess what happens? First match, he's buried. You thought that was a mistake or that was a fluke. Second match, he's buried. So, and I asked you this question. I wonder, well, how much money did they give Sting? Like, what kind of deal did they put on? He must get paid. He must be because. Sting is a very proud dude from his persona and from many they talk about him, and he's very wealthy. He doesn't need, you know, he's straight. He's been eating good. So I'm wondering, like, they must made him an offer that he couldn't refuse. They must say,
"Oh, you know they did."
it was like, hey, I want you to, Vince voice, I want you to lose, lose 2 matches, lose 4 or 5.
Lose 4 or 5.
We're gonna give you the money that we don't even have. We're gonna be in debt. I mean, what happened? Like, what kind of? Because we look at who Sting says he was, and the interviews when people say who he is, and it makes me wonder. Okay, what deal did they give him to make him sell out? I'm sorry to say sell out, but what? Because that's a sellout when you say you're not gonna do something, and especially you're not gonna take no shit or to fuck off your character. Clearly, his character is taking it as a joke now. I'm sorry to say, I'm a big Sting fan, but right now, he's a joke. But I understand WWE's point. I understand them trying or doing what they're doing to him now because, hell, TNA has gotten his better years. So now it's like, well, what are we going to do with the Sting character? But I don't know, man. Sting getting buried is continue to get buried. I mean, I don't see they can't hype up shit again. I mean, unless Sting goes on a rampage of Raw winnings and SmackDown winnings like that. The only thing people would it's kind of making me not value a Sting versus Undertaker, but they're gonna have to do something to make people give a shit about Sting now. Because right now, honestly, think about it though. I don't think the fans really give a shit about Sting now. Like, okay, well, you didn't lose in a cheating fashion. You carried the loss like schoolboy fashion. That's like
you can't kick out a schoolboy. Like, what's good?
I don't know, man. But
what's good?
Honestly, on the conspiracy side, to the fans, and this probably the last thing we can wrap it up. For those who viewed the match, I'm starting to think that something happened wrong in the match. I think Sting officially really got hurt. I think that plans were changed because was it the midsection area that he was holding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm probably watch it again, or maybe we may hear reports of it like that. But I think Sting was hurt for real, and when the trainer runs in the ring right immediately, most of the time it's not a fake. It's really the trainer referee say, hey, it's something serious. So I'm thinking that Sting really got hurt, and he had to change. Maybe it was a change of outcome. So to those maybe get mad and saying, Sting is buried, like I am, but still you got to think of the realistic point of it. Maybe something went wrong.
Kevin Owens keeps taking these photos like backstage with Triple H or whatever. Why haven't they even brought that into like a storyline like that Kevin Owens is a part of the authority or whatever? Like,
that would be good, but like I was saying, to those about the Sting situation, I think Sting is hurt. That's probably and knowing Sting how he is, I'm pretty sure maybe he didn't intend to lose or lose like that. Maybe he got hurt and he's like, hey, I'll let him go over. I'm not gonna be able to come back for Raw because think about it. If Sting would have won, he had to come back for Raw and shows like that. So I'm pretty sure it's a situation. Maybe Sting made a call, did an Undertaker type of situation. Like, all right, you win.
Andre Corbell just said something on Twitter which makes a lot of sense. What the hell did WWE have to gain by having Seth Rollins retain over Sting? Now the icon is 0-2. Oh yeah, that's right. On a way less meaningful stage.
Well, like I said, and maybe this was a split decision. Maybe it was Sting's decision. Because a lot of times the wrestler does say, "Hey, I'm gonna lose this," or "I'm hurt, so I need you, Andre the Giant." A lot of times they'll go ahead and pass the torch, what I think. But if it was Sting's call, I wish he could have let it go in another fashion, but this was not a good fashion. But oh well. Got any comments in the section, anything like that before we roll out?
Let me see. Let me refresh this page
Because
Okay, we got a lot from LV Clash.
Okay.
Okay, he was talking about your mic. He said messing up, but whatever. Third person for Shield equals Samoa Joe or Baron Corbin or Big Show or The Rock. Big Show. Big Show. Man, talk about boos that would have rang out if Big Show had been the third person.
Well. I said this to a friend of mine. That's no, because Big Show is good. I think I was mentioning that, and I kind of leading towards that. He is good for certain things, freakish appearances, matchups, like him walking in the ring with Khali. Everybody marked out. Him walking in the ring, Nathan Jones. Everybody marked out. Now think about who else was there. So Big Show when it came out, he would have been that other big guy. I get it. Yeah, of course they were gonna mark out then. So no lie, if Big Show would have walked out, he would have been a highly a better choice than Chris Jericho, of course, because it would have been that monster versus monster situation, and people always mark out the monster versus monster. So LB, he has a win right there for the Big Show call.
Let's see what's the do anybody got feeling that somebody from NXT might be brought up to be buried by Cena? Cough, Samoa Joe, or Finn Balor? Cough. To be honest, I was not really a big fan of Nikki or AJ. They were both just okay to me, but Natalya, I feel, deserved the belt more than both of them. Yeah. What the hell is Natalya? I guess she's gonna be coming back with Tyson Kidd. This would be her time to shine, though. Really. I can imagine the heat John Cena and Bella Twins will get if they ever go into Hall of Fame. The fans are going to have a field day with that. Oh, John Cena's going into the Hall of Fame. Maybe not Nikki Bella, but definitely John Cena.
But it's just surprised that announcing John Cena's Hall of Fame run so legend status so early. I mean, but he's done actually, I just feel like the John Cena character and the way they treated him, catered to him, was a cancer. This PG era, it was more of a hurt towards the as far as the fan side. I mean, maybe financially, it pleases the sponsors, but that's another discussion. I guess we didn't get with all the comments.
No, we got like three more, like a couple more to go, just a couple. Anybody notice what the fuck happened to Sandow and Swagger? Well, I guess I can say they're about to be future endeavored. Right now,
but which would be good because now I would most definitely want to see Swagger and Sandow in TNA.
Yeah,
I think that they would be excellent. Like most definitely, we can use some talents over there. Ring of Honor, New Japan.
Maybe Sandow for New Japan, but I want to see Swagger. If they lose Kurt Angle, they need Swagger in TNA.
I would rather see it, but I would rather see those talents in TNA. No lie, because Swagger, great talent, great athleticism.
Doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, he can play a great role. I can see Swagger, Tyrus, EC3, Stable, New Four Horsemen, kicking ass. I can see that. I'm buying that. Jack Swagger partnered over EC3. Oh man, you can't get no greater than that, dog. You can't get no greater than that. I mean,
Swagger got somebody that can talk for him.
Yeah, so I awesome, fucking awesome. And then Jack Swagger feuding with you know who, Bobby Lashley. Come on, man. So please get Swagger and them out the door of WWE. He can have some good matches over there at TNA. Damian Sandow. Hell, I can see some great matches or some great commentary between him and EY. I mean, I'm ready for it. Those would be two guys I would most definitely say, hey, TNA draft them because they have good, meaningful character portraying. They both know how to play the role very good. So I'm going for that. But I guess that pretty much wraps it up.
Let me just finish these last two and that'll be it.
Okay.
Right now, I'm dreaming about my 3 future wives: Kana, Marty Bell, and Candice Michelle. Okay. Who would you pick out of those three, Tishawn?
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Marty. Yeah, Marty Bell. Yeah.
Thank you, Marty Bell. And if you're viewing this and you're watching, do know that my muscles flex and bulge for you. Yes, Marty Bell. Oh. Find me, T-Shawn Jason on Facebook. T-Shawn the one on Facebook with all my many likes. T-Shawn on Twitter. I don't really fuck my Twitter like that, but shout out to Twitter, Instagram. T-Shawn the one. Marty Bell. Find me. Want to interview you on Wrestle Talk Media. Matter of fact, find me. That's
Bray Wyatt. Find me.
Find me.
Well, you already know what I'm gonna say, Connor. So Connor.
Connor can get. Well, Marty Bell, I ain't gonna say that because I'm talking about you right now, baby. But Connor can get jizz, girl.
Long dick. You can come get it long dick style.
Hulk Hogan all over your ass. Yeah, I'm a black dude that said Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan all over that ass. Nigger.
If Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy are looking at this pay-per-view, they realize their future if they decide to go back to WWE.
But hey, maybe they're getting paid out of a deal because I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a lot of jobbing to do. Goddamn it! In fact, 2016, 15, in the 15-16, you're the jobbers. That was you're the returning jobbers. That's because look at it. Tonight was the fucking. It was the flag where like, okay, look, tonight. I can see Vince back there. Tonight. Tyranny gets buried. Oh, yeah. Tonight was just pure raw, just burying. Look, pure raw. No raw. Hashtag raw. But pure raw burying at its finest. If you did not see what we just conspiracy theory, there was some burying. I mean, like clearly. Down with Dean Ambrose, every TNA guy was clearly just demolished in this motherfucker.
I can see when Kurt Angle or Jeff Hardy signs a contract. As soon as he signs a contract, Triple H behind. You done fucked up. You done fucked up, right? You gonna be jobbing, right? You know you gonna be jobbing, right? Every match. You got you for a year. Oh yeah, we gonna be jobbing.
Most definitely. When Jeff Hardy signs back, he's first ballot getting pinned by Kurt Henderson. Most definitely.
Get pinned by who?
Kurt Henderson.
Oh yeah.
Kurt X gonna have that ass. First pin. 1, 2, 3.
They'll probably get the Bray Wyatt of Stardust or something like that.
They gonna bring. No, I'm being realistic. They gonna bring back the curb stomp just for Jeff Hardy.
It's so bad. Remember that druggie?
So, oh man. Anyways, man, I want to thank everybody for viewing in, chiming in to Wrestle Talk Media. T-Shawn the one.
Guy on internet who doesn't like reviews. Link to my channel in the description. I'll be putting up a Night of Champions quick review sometime tonight. Maybe like whatever.
Without T-Shawn. No T-Shawn in this one. But, maybe tomorrow night we'll do a Raw review. I be dreading sometimes because, goddamn. But most definitely.
But hey, at least we can look forward to Kane versus Seth Rollins.
But most definitely we'll be doing a TNA review because these guys, they got a hell of a lineup coming in for Wednesday, which I'm really enjoying. I'm like,
T-Shawn, Kenny King already left Ring of Honor. He left a Ring of Honor, so the Tigre Uno match versus Kenny King doesn't matter.
Anyways, the roster house played out and what's going on. It looks entertaining. Excellent last week, but hopefully Raw rebounds to something good tomorrow, maybe, because I'm still a WWE fan. I'm still gonna have hopes like everybody else, and hopefully something good comes out of this. So this is Wrestle Talk Media. Find us on Facebook. Join the group Wrestle Talk Media. YouTube. We're her live Good Nation Entertainment on YouTube, and also you have right now what you're viewing us right now on Goody Girl Network. Like I said, big shout out to Goody Girl Network. Big shout out to Goody Girls behind the scenes. Big shout out to everybody that's been supporting it, because I noticed that the views are really chiming in, and people are really supporting this particular channel, and I thank y'all. And also for those that want to see some more booty shaking, take your ass to Good Nation Entertainment, the channel. There's new videos about Bama, and we put some more videos on her as well. But big shout out to Shadow Goody as well. Y'all will see her pretty soon. But other than that, American a la carte.
Well, we'll catch you guys later for some more wrestling talk, and you may see us, both of us, on a I don't know, maybe a debate once in a while. Everybody wants to debate us or whatever. So yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
I bring all our goddamn champions. No. I'm the king of debates, motherfucker.
Why? Because we use facts and no bullshit.
Take us out like this.